Hello, hello, my loves. How are you? Hope you guys are doing well. So we are going to do a twin flame energy check-in. See what's going on with your connection, your person, their current energy towards you, what they've been up to, how they've been feeling, all that yummy stuff, okay? So let me adjust this really quick because I do not want this in my face. All right, I think that'll be good. All right, we are going to get some tarot cards to see where you guys are in the connection. Actually, we'll start with the Twin Flame Oracle. All right, so if you guys want to book a personal reading, you can find all the information you need down below. Okay, you can either book through email, or if you have Instagram, you can inbox me on Instagram. I will never reach out to you. People come to me. Remember that. Don't fall for the scammers. All right, my loves. All right, let's get popping here. What's going on with your twin? Oh, God. We got karmic ties. It says, I am not happy. Karma, behaviors, people, and or situations is playing a role in what's happening with me, and it's hard for me to see a way out, okay? So it feels like things aren't going in their favor. It's not going their way. Perhaps they plotted an escape. Maybe they wanted to get out and everything just went to shit. Everything backfired. Things didn't work out for them. So now they're just like hanging on. They really can't find a way out even when they try. This person could have a lot of financial issues too, because they gambled with pretty much their lifestyle. They didn't think things through. They acted at an impulse, and that worked against them. That set them back tenfold. Okay. So now every time they try to remove themselves, it just doesn't happen. Okay. And people that they deal with, whether it's you or others, they're always wondering like what's going on with this person. Why do they seem so suspicious? Their story's not adding up. They're not really telling them the truth. They could be lying to them about stuff, as well as maybe they lied to you or not really fully told you the truth about certain things of what's going on. And that's because they are embarrassed by it. They're afraid you might not like them or be into them or judge them because of their behavior, their past behavior. Okay. So we have the romantic messages. It says, I want to know everything about you, but I hold myself back from asking. I'm afraid I'll get in too deep. Okay. So the viewer, this is obviously your twin, or if you're cross watching, whatever the case may be. This person wants to get to know you, but they're afraid that they don't have that privilege to get to know you because of how they lied, what their current circumstances are. They just don't feel that they're worthy of it. I don't know. It just feels like they're not really quite worthy of asking about you. Like they don't have the privilege to, like it's not their business. And the last thing they want, the last thing maybe you want, especially if they're with a karmic or still karmically tied in any way, shape, or form, whether they're still married but separate. They're not really separate, to be honest with you. Especially if there's kids or possessions and stuff like that involved, there will always be an attachment. So the more deeper you get involved with this person, the harder it's going to be, the more you're going to grow resentment towards them, because there's going to be lies that have to cover other lies, and it becomes too much to handle, too much to deal with. And some of you don't want to deal with that. You're like, just take care of what you need to take care of, and when our time comes, it comes. But for now, I can't be involved with you while you're with karmic partners, because that will only bring karma to you, to them, and nobody wins in the situation. So Let's see here. What else comes through? Number 11, which is funny because we have 1111, which was yesterday, November 1st. Okay, so it says, I am seeing synchronicities like your name or 1111 and working out what they mean. Okay, so this person has been paying attention to signs like never before. This person has never paid attention to signs like this, you know, before they met you or anything like that. You could also have tattoos with numbers on it. So if they see those numbers, they're reminded of you wherever they go. They know your connection can never be or work out. Maybe you guys met in bad timing. Maybe you guys connected well, but you met in bad timing. Sometimes it had to be how it had to be, though, for your guys' personal growth. But they are seeing signs of you, okay? And they do think of you from time to time. They feel very, I'm picking up, they feel very regretful for lying to you. So here it says, I want to hold you in my arms and feel our bodies unite as one. So they have been craving compassion, intimacy. This person has romantic feelings towards you. Be careful with that, because I'm picking up they might still be sleeping with their ex or their karmic, whoever they're still karmically tied to. They're still sleeping with them. So in other words, they could still be in like karmic energy themselves. They could be winging it, or I don't know whatever they're trying to tell you about that, but they're still sleeping with their karmic and their spouse or whatever. Even if they told you they live separately, or there's still something going on there, okay? We have communication. It says, I care about you even when I act like I don't. I'm hiding my true feelings because I feel vulnerable. This person doesn't want to express how they truly feel. They don't feel like they have that privilege to, or the luxury to, or you'll shame them for having feelings. Like, how can you have feelings for me if you're still with someone else? Like, it just makes them look bad, and you don't believe them. You start to not believe them or anything like that. So we have patterns. These feelings overwhelm me and I become afraid. Sometimes I even run away from you because of it. You see what I'm saying? So it's like they want to express, but then they run. So how does that make sense? Like, oh, I'm going to run away. This is too much. I can't even fall too deeply or get in too deeply. How can I do that if I'm still involved with so-and-so, if I still have plans to do this and that with so-and-so? You know what I mean? So it makes them sound like they're full of shit, to be honest with you. It makes it hard for you to believe them. And that could be really difficult. Because it kind of makes you feel like you're just being, strung along, Oh, I'm just dragging you along with me just in case it doesn't work out for me. I have you as my backup plan. And you don't want to feel like anybody's backup plan. You want to feel like somebody's one and only. You don't want to have run around hiding as somebody's secret. You know what I mean? That's ill. That's like teenager shit, to be honest with you. All right. What do we have here? It says, we incarnated together to clear specific patterns from our ancestral bloodline. So there was a reason why you guys met around this time, especially to teach them a lesson, for you to learn a valuable lesson. Maybe you trusted this person too fast, too soon. Whether you were aware of their situation or not. It's like what you decide to do after that information is totally on you. So you can't point the fingers later on because you decided to become involved. I'm not judging anybody or anything, but we got to take responsibility for our own karma and actions too, because you also feed into it, So it teaches them that it's okay, and we don't want to teach them that it's okay. So we have the mirrors card. It says, being mirrors for each other makes self-love so important. I wish I was there to love you, but if I'm not, I want you to love and nurture yourself. Okay. So again, maybe this whole experience could have taught you how to cherish and honor yourself more, love yourself more, not that you didn't before, but they awaken things within you that perhaps you couldn't see before. Maybe you were just, you know, everybody's different. So helped you to focus on you and your self-worth, put it that way. All right, so we have telepathic messages. Sometimes I feel like you're speaking to me in my head. At times it triggers me because I wonder how much you can see into me. Okay, so they could be hearing certain songs and it's like it's speaking to them like you're speaking to them almost through music. Kind of like, it's kind of like you're telling it like it is through songs. Like, ha, this is what it is, blah, blah, blah. Instead of saying it to them directly, like, I'm going to use music to, you know, to call them out, to call it like it is, to put them in their place. And they listen to it like, damn, this is true shit. And yeah, they do be receiving those telepathic downloads and channel messages, you know? You don't really have to be that tapped in to understand that, because a lot of people don't understand what that is or where those thoughts and stuff are coming from or why they hear you say certain things to them in their head. And that's what it is, telepathy. Sometimes you don't receive it right away. Sometimes the telepathy comes in at random moments when they're like focused, right? As soon as you focus in on something, it's like, okay, here comes the channeled download or whatever it is that I wanted to tell you like an hour ago. Now it's coming in as a clear channel because you're paying attention, you know? Oh, shit. All right, so we have union. It says, the same divine energy flows in each of us. This energy is the catalyst to our reunion. We just need to allow this energy to work its magic. Okay. So you guys will be together again one sweet day. When the time is right, when it's better, when there's nothing or no one else involved, when the coast is clear, when you don't need to share anybody, where there's no lies connected. Everybody's happy, everybody, you know, is a fair decision and everybody's in on it, or you know, everybody's fully moved on, you know. There's no one-sided, I'm still holding on, I'm still holding space for someone else bullshit. No, this is when you guys can finally be together, because anytime you unite and there's still other partners involved, all it's doing is keeping you in this karmic delulu. You know what I mean? It's a karmic delulu is what I'm going to call it. So yeah, look, it says we need to wait for divine timing. Time is healing our wounds and creating the perfect conditions for our reunion. See that? How funny how that came out right after this card here. So, okay. Let's move forward. Put this back. Take a sip of my latte. I'm so happy that the holiday drinks are here. I love my chestnut praline latte. It reminds me of the time I used to work at a portrait studio and it would always be decorated for Christmas. And I'm like, oh my God, I miss doing photography. But I didn't like to deal with people, so. Anyways, all right, we're going to tap into my Love and Lust Oracle, which you can find in my Etsy shop. It makes me so happy to see that you guys all have received your Dolly Tea decks. Oh my God, finally the wait is over. I have the copies on me for those that still are interested in purchasing it. You don't have to wait anymore because I have them on hand, okay? All right, let's see. We have scent energy. This is very important. Like, be careful what you project onto your person, what energy you're sending their way, what energy you're sending to their partner. You know, again, you don't want that type of karma or whatever connected, because put it this way, let's say you get with your twin and now someone else that had a crush on them or whatever see you guys together and they envy that, and now they're sending you negative thoughts and causing you problems and stuff like that. Not that you did that while they were with their karmic or whatever, but I'm just saying shit happens and you don't want those karmic energies attached, okay? So here it says, send your person loving, healing energies, no matter their current circumstances or situation. Energy travels And what you project onto your person is a reflection of who you are. Make it magical and creative. They will feel it. Okay. They do. They can always tell when to stay away from you, when to not reach out. Like they feel your vibrations. Vibes don't lie. Like if they're like, oh my God, I feel an energy to stay away, or I feel like she's pissed off at me. Like I shouldn't overstep my boundaries. I shouldn't reach out right now. She's going to bite my head off. She's going to roar. It's not a good time. She's upset. Like they can feel the energy. Especially if you're pissed off at them. Like, oh my God, they didn't respond to me, or they left me on red, or whatever the case may be. And you're pissed and angry. They're going to feel that. It's energy sent, okay? We also have erotic vibrations. Allow your seductive energy to lure them in, of course, when they're completely free. Your erotic vibrations will signal them towards you. Remain patient, they will come, okay? You never want to do this when they're, again, when they're with karmic doo-doos or anything like that, because all you're doing is luring them in for them to use you. And you don't want to feed into that karmic energy. As divine feminines, you got to train yourself to be better than that. So you only want to send them those, you know, you can't, I mean, you can't help what you feel sometimes, but like, if you purposely send it, like if you're doing manifestation work or whatever, you don't want to do that when you know they're living with their fucking partner or with someone else. It's just like, it's nasty, nasty karmic energy, juju. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you don't want to be that desperate person either. And I'm only saying this because I love you. You deserve better. You don't need to do that shit. Now, if they were alone and they weren't karmically tied to anything or anyone, it's a different story. By all means, fucking spread your wings and prepare to fly. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, a thrill is needed. And maybe you have needs and you're like, you know what? I have needs. You could be sending off certain vibrations yourself. Maybe they're picking it up. Whether you're sending it to them directly or you're just sending it off because you want a thrill. You want your own partner. You don't want to wait around for someone that's already in a connection. Even no matter if you feel that that's your twin flame or whatever, like, you got to move forward with your life. You got to be happy. You got to be open to other possibilities. Okay. What if you meet a soulmate? What if you meet a life partner? Okay, obviously your twin's not out there like, oh my God, worried about you or anything like that, even though they low-key are. You got to take care of you. So think about that, sweetie. You got your needs, and if your needs are not being met because this person is involved with someone else, don't hold space, don't wait out. If they come back and the timing is right and there's nothing connected, then by all means, green light, bitch. Green light. Okay, but other than that, yellow light. Proceed with caution. All right. We got confessions. It says the moment you've been waiting for has finally arrived. Your love interest is about to confess their love to you. So for some of you, you might get a confession from them. Okay, maybe it could be a confession that like they tell you, hey, you know, I really wish we could have worked out, but unfortunately, I'm still in this connection. I wish you the best. And it could be a confession and a release at the same time. Like, hey, I really wish for us to work out. You know, I really vibed with you. I wish we would have met sooner or whatever. But at the same time, they're wishing you happiness. They're wishing you well. And it's a release, you know, like if we're meant to be sometime down the road, look, my OCD's kicking in. Sometime down the road in our life, then hey, that would be a fucking story to tell. But in the meantime, we can't do this to each other. It's not right. It's not right to other people. We don't want to hurt other people involved either. No matter how much they talk shit about their karmic, you don't know what it's like between them behind closed doors. For all you know, they could be a fucking simp to them and you don't even know, and they're over here complaining to you about them, probably because they're not getting what they want, or probably because she's putting him in his place so that he can evolve and grow. And you know what I mean? You never know. That's why you can't hate on that karmic unless that karmic directly comes towards you and talks shit and is just like being a bitch to you or whatever. It's a different story. It's different for everyone. Okay. You never want to wish people ill intentions or ill nothing, because you don't know what's actually going on behind the scenes. One person can tell you one thing and it's a completely different situation behind closed doors, okay? So for some, yeah, there could be a confession and a release at the same time. And for others, it's a confession like, hey, I want to see you. I think it's time. There's no one else involved. And shit, by all means, you guys will be great. Let's see what else. What else is coming through? Anything else that wants to come through? Chemistry. I'm seduced by your energy. I'm addicted to your vibes. I feel a strong magnetic pull towards you. Our chemistry I can't deny, okay? So this could be part of that confession. Maybe this person is realizing, you know what? No matter how many people I've dated or been with, I'm realizing that you're the best one I've had chemistry with. You're the one I can't stop thinking about. I'm always getting signs about you. And maybe because of that, and they had to go through that, they're realizing you could be the one. Okay, you got to let things play out. You got to let time play out. Look, we have the arrival, not the choo-choo train. So here it says, here comes true love. You don't see it coming. You weren't expecting it. It's going to hit you out of the blue. This love is going to take your breath away. Expect the unexpected. For some, this could have something to do with your twin. Or for others, this could be somebody completely different or your actual twin that you've never met before. Twin flame, soulmate, whatever you want to fucking call it. So just make sure this person is not secretly involved with anybody else. You'll be like, oh my God, I met the love of my life. Oh, I just found out through confession that they're still married. And they tell you right after you've fallen in love with them. So, or whatever, like, what the fuck? And that's what makes you develop even more like, I don't know, like you lose hope in love because you're like, I keep falling for this, or I can't believe this keeps happening. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes I'm not saying you attract, you're attracting it. Sometimes you do attract it because you're meant to teach them lessons, because the universe knows you carry a specific vibration where you put these people in their place. You put them in their place to learn. And who knows, you might even be the feminine to speak on the other woman's behalf. Like, no, you're not going to do this. If you're with her, stay with her. You know, like maybe you'll stand up for that other woman, even though you think they're cute or whatever, but you're not that. You could be that type of person. They'll be like, I'm not going to be that fucking type of woman. Because I know my value. I know my self-worth. And I'm not going to fall for this shit. I'm not going to let this person get away with that. The fuck? You could be that type of person. Other women will be like, oh, really? It's not working out. Too bad. Let me make you fall in love with me so I can change your mind. And only for them to never leave their person. So at the end of the day, you get hurt, or you purposely, like, not you purposely do it, but you did it to yourself because you knew. Like, you know what I mean? So there's lessons in everything. So here it says, I see myself. I can't see myself with anybody else. And sometimes that's the energy that fucks you up. That's the energy that keeps you fucking stuck, because you're like, oh my God, I can't see myself with anybody else. Because it's all, you know, I'm so used to this person being in and out, or I'm so used to this person like being there or whatever, even though they weren't always there. Maybe they just gave you the bare minimum and that was like enough to keep you in this delulu, which is not good or healthy. So you see the lesson in that too? And that's why the universe is like, okay, well, something's going to repeat until these blinders come off and you can see something clearly and say, you know what? I don't deserve this shit. I want to have fun. I want to have my thrill. I want to get my needs met. I want to be somebody's one and only and not someone's once in a while, you know? So anything else that wants to come forward, please? Come forward. Okay. So let's move forward. Let's get the tarot now. Look, sacred access is at the bottom of the deck. It says, I don't let anyone in. I don't just let anyone in. I protect my sacred space. If I granted you access, it's because I feel you're worth it. Some of you could be very selective where you're like, you know what, motherfucker, you're lucky I let you in my yoni-verse because I don't just let anybody in, only for them to backstab you, betray you, not be there for you, give you crumbs or whatever. There's a lesson in that. You're like, you know what? I am no longer going to give up the yoni, the cookie, until I know 100% that you're all in. Not trust me, not every woman is like that. A lot of women out there will be just like spreading their wings and fucking flying until their wings fall off. You know what I'm saying? And they will write it out and write it out. Like, no judgment, but there's always a horrible lesson in that. Okay, so let's get the tarot. We're going to use my Twin Flame Opium Tarot. Because the twin flame journey is addicting, right? That's why I called it opium. All right, here we go. Oh, two of them came out. We have the Hierophant and the Princess of Swords. Okay. So you see how the Hierophant is touching the Nun. You could be new to all this shit sometimes, right? Princess energy and then Hierophant for him. Hierophant to me is like, this is a married person, but still they're looking for something that's fresh, juicy. I'm not saying naive or anything like that, but Princess is naive energy. This is, I don't know any better, I'm here to learn a lesson type of shit, you know? But the Hierophant's like, oh, I have my commitments, but I'm not being faithful, and I have my problems, so therefore I'm going to touch the Nun. I'm going to steal your divinity. Hopefully that's not the case, but a lot of times that's what it is. And then they corrupt your divinity or try to corrupt your beliefs because you're like, oh my God, I thought you were my true love. What's going on? It ruins things for you. So that's why it's important to like try not to fall for anybody that's not available. You know what I mean? Sometimes these DMs want their cake and eat it too. And you got to remember, if you fall for someone like this, what makes you think they're not going to do it to you when they're married or committed to you? Like if you were their secret lover, come on now. And I know some people are like, well, that's not true because everybody's different. Well, yeah, but I mean, that's what you want to, that's what helps you sleep better at night. Just saying. I'm not trying to trigger or piss anybody off, but I'm not here to sugarcoat shit either. I love y'all too much. Come on. Who else is going to fucking say it? Who else? We have the Six of Pentacles. Okay. Six of Pentacles is about what they give to you. What can they give to you? What can they provide for you? If you want commitment while they're already in a commitment, it's not going to work. All they're going to do is give you crumbs. Now, let's say, for example, they're not committed at all and you want commitment, but this person has a hard time committed because they're a playboy. Or they're like, I don't know if I want a relationship right now. I'm kind of weighing my options. Whether they say that or not, they want to keep it open, or the thought of being committed like really scares them. Come on now. So again, if they really wanted to, they would. And for some, maybe perhaps they do want commitment. Okay, so we have the Five of Wands. Maybe it's like anytime you talk about commitment or like moving forward, they feel like an arm over their neck, like you're forcing them, or becoming aggressive, or they become aggressive about it. Like, I don't want this, or this and that. And it makes you feel bad. It makes you feel like, am I not worthy of it? Am I not worth it? You start to question yourself. You start to ask yourself, is there something wrong with me? Like, you know what I mean? Or maybe you find out they keep going back to someone, even though they swore they hated them, and things, just the math ain't mathing, right? And so sometimes that will cause you to argue a lot, fight a lot, and keep you in a toxic karmic loop. For some, it's hard because they really got a hold on you and they really know how to like manipulate you. A lot of times these masculines are very narcissistic and you don't realize it because it's like the rose-colored glasses, of course, you know? We have the 9 of Cups, okay? So this is about you loving yourself, you convincing yourself, telling yourself, you know what, I can fulfill all my needs and be happy on my own. And if someone else comes along, that's the cherry on the top. But you always want to feel content and happy within yourself. That's the goal first, right? Because let's say, for example, you get into a relationship, you build everything together, and when separation happens, what if they take everything and you're left with nothing? You have no backup, you have no career, you have no money, you have no possessions or anything because it was shared or this person gave it to you and now they're taking it away. So you see why the universe is like, build yourself first so that nothing and no one can harm your peace. Build your sanctuary, your safe space. So in case of anything, you will be good because you got your back. We got the Lovers and the 8 of Cups. Somebody could have walked away from a Gemini, or your Gemini or their Gemini, or maybe Gemini season. Maybe perhaps this is somebody making a decision, something that's more logical, head over heart decision, where it's like, you know what, I care about you. I wish this could be, but I'm convinced that this is just a fantasy. I'm not being realistic. This could be someone that's married or already involved. Maybe they're like, I got to walk away from this connection. Whether it was you walking away from them because you're like, this is unrealistic. This is not right. I'm being delusional, like, and you make that hard decision to walk away. Good for you. And you're working on you. Who's to say you don't meet the love of your life because you did that? You made that wise decision. And for others, it could be them saying, you know what, I'm coming to my senses. This isn't right. I'm feeling guilty now. I just needed to get something out of my system. I was just going through something. I'm sorry you were the victim. Thank you so much for your services, but I gotta go. That's pretty much what the fuck it is, if you think about it. Like, thanks for your services. Bye. Pause for a sip, because good Lord. Oh my gosh. Stories to tell, right? Stories to tell. And you know what? Tomorrow's never promised, guys. So never just settle. Never just, you know, be all upset. As I say that, look, the 10 of Swords comes out. Never just settle. Never beat yourself over up, you know, anybody like that, because love can come in many forms. True love can walk through your door. It could be the fucking mailman. It could be you running to Starbucks and last minute and you bump into the love of your life. You never know. You could go to the grocery store and you go to the same aisle and you're both reaching for the same bag of fucking chips or whatever, you know? And so some of you guys could have been feeling like, oh my God, this person left me. How dare them? Even though you're like, you know what? It makes sense though. What was I thinking? That they were going to leave their person for me, or that they were going to give me the world even though I knew they couldn't commit? Like, yeah, maybe it took for you to hit rock bottom in this connection, but it taught you to be stronger, wiser, tapped into your divine feminine energy. It's all for a reason. Okay. Go figure. 10 of Swords for the masculine. So in this deck, I added 2, one for the feminine and one for the masculine. And look how they both had to hit rock bottom and walk away because they both knew they were being delulu. See that? Like, fuck. What did we expect? Ain't that some shit? Ain't that funny? Baby, when you want me and you have me, love is crazy. All right, anyways. I don't know why Jennifer Lopez is coming through. Maybe someone loves J-Lo. Okay, so let's get some messages, okay? What does this person want to tell you? So I'm going to put this deck away. Actually, let me put these back because I don't like clutter. Now, what deck to use, though? That's my question. There's so many. Let's see. Okay. So, Expressions of the Heart wants to come out. This is also by me. You can find it in my Etsy shop. Oh my God. Apparently they have a lot to say. We're not going to take those though. Come on. One at a time. One at a time. So the first card message, it says, I know my behavior can be bipolar sometimes, but just know it has nothing to do with you and our connection. I just have serious issues. See? Their issues are not your issues. Remember that. You're like, what the fuck that got to do with me? No. It says, there are some days when I feel like we are a couple living together and it makes me feel like something serious is about to happen. So it could be that, like, for those that live alone or with like roommates or whatever, maybe this person could fantasize or romanticize about you guys living together. Perhaps you've romanticized it too, you know, and sometimes the sensation gets really strong, like, oh my God, it's like almost like I can feel them in the kitchen with me while I'm making my coffee, or I can smell their scent, which is like a soul scent. You could smell their soul, but it's their cologne. Oh, anyways, it's called soul scent when you can smell it out of nowhere. And sometimes it gets stronger and you're like, damn, I feel like we're going to live together one day, and you can visualize it and actually feel it out. That's telling you something. That's telling you that you guys are both finding comfort in one another and that it's possible to make it happen one sweet day. One sweet day. Patiently I'll see you in heaven. Well, not in heaven. Patiently I'll see you in another realm. Let's say that. Okay, here it says, I'm afraid you might use my vulnerability against me, and it's easier for me to stay quiet. So it's easier for me to stay quiet. So there could be another reason why this person doesn't open up to you or express or confess sometimes, because they feel like if they let their fucking little guard down, that in the midst of a fight or argument, you might use those weaknesses or those vulnerabilities against them. And oh boy, do they, that's egotistical though. You know what I mean? That's stemming from karmic trauma, okay? Because the karmics will always throw things in each other's face, use vulnerabilities against one another to try to throw blows at one another. But when you're in a divine connection and you've been through lessons and you don't want to hurt other people and you don't want to say things that you might regret later on, it's like that won't matter, because then it's like, I'm going to be vulnerable knowing that you might hurt me one day and it never happens. Right? So they're trusting you with that vulnerability. So now if they're not trusting you with their vulnerability, it's because they still have karmic trauma. They haven't healed it. And neither have you if that's how you are yourself. We all have a little bit of karmic trauma in our lives, right? Nobody's fucking perfect. We all got a little bit of trauma. Hold my hand. Okay, so here it says, don't let your girlfriend's opinions change how you feel about me. Maybe you run to your girlfriends, your close relatives, friends, whatever. Anytime there's something going on between you and this person, you know, any like miscommunication or whatever, you're like, I'm done. Fuck them. They went back through the karmic. They just posted a picture with so-and-so. How dare them love their wife? Like, or whatever the case may be, you know, like, and your girlfriends will be like, bitch, we told you not to go back and you went back. You're a boba tea. Okay. You're a boba. So, and you're like, I know, I'm not going to do it anymore. And then you end up doing it again. And so you allow your friends' opinions, because outside opinions will always like, outside opinions work its magic on some type of level. Sometimes they'll work where it's like, okay, they snap you out of the delulu, or they give you the harsh truths, or they empower you enough to be like, okay, fuck this. I'm going to make the right decision. And then other times they'll give you bad decisions because they've never experienced that type of connection, and therefore you'll sabotage it because you misunderstood something. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's a double-edged sword. It's a hard knock fucking life. Let's put it that way. Okay. Pause for a sip. I didn't get no sleep last night. I made salmon. I made salmon last night and I put honey and brown sugar in it. And boy, did I have anxiety because of all that fucking sugar. It tasted so good. So good. And you put a little bourbon or whatever. But I had so much anxiety, I couldn't fucking sleep. I don't even know how I'm running. Maybe I'm running on fumes and Starbucks, but I'm probably gonna take a long nap after this. But I was like, I gotta do a reading for my bitches because it's been a while. All right, here we go. We both need to remove our own blockages instead of creating some more. You see that? What are those blockages? Those blockages could be anything. Having your guard up, not being authentic, getting involved with other people, trying to play hardball when you just want to run into each other's arms. Instead of removing, you're creating more walls, more brick by brick. You know what I'm saying? It's not solving anything. I wish we had more time together, okay? For those that are at a distance, or, you know, careers, you know, taking your whole life, kids, you know, whatever the case may be, everyday life, struggles, anything. Maybe you guys can't have enough time together and therefore it doesn't really work out because you're always lonely, you have needs, they have needs, you're never like around, they're never around. And it creates problems. It really does. You know, long distance relationships is for some people, it works. And other times it doesn't because you don't know what they're doing, who they're talking to, if they're lying, you know. And yes, it all stems from like having trust, but not everybody has trust nowadays. And that's the gospel truth. And there's a reason why people don't have trust, because maybe you trusted the wrong person, or you trusted the right person, but they betrayed you, or you fucked up, or whatever. Now it's like you tainted something. Tainted love. See, I knew it. Told myself I wasn't going to sing everything I channeled, so. It says, I'm currently unavailable. Would you be willing to escape with me in secret? You see, say no. Say no. This is the fuck what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. The moment you say yes, then you won't have any goddamn right to get upset when you're in too deep and they choose the other person, or they're not texting you back and now you're mad about it, and that you have no fucking right. Because the moment you say yes, you allowed that shit to happen. Escape with me in secret because I'm not available. I'm with someone. Say no. Don't feed into it. You become part of the fucking problem, and you don't evolve that way. Think about it. You don't evolve that way. I still have a bunch of insecurities to work through. And maybe this is why this person wants to be sneaky, because they have insecurities. They don't know themselves. They're trying to find solutions outside of what they have going on. And it never fucking works. Well, sometimes it works, but a lot of times it doesn't work. It gets worse. You're like that 1% that actually works. Sometimes the grass is greener on the other side, and sometimes it's artificial. It's fake. It was all a facade. It was all a woo woo wah wah. Then when you get there, you're like, oh, it's fake. It's artificial. It's not even real. Like, what? The fuck? And then you feel like a fool. Okay, so let's see. Let's not delay any more time and start doing our inner work. Exactly. So if you want to really be together, you got to work towards being the best version of yourself. Okay? That's the only way it's going to work out. Being the best version of yourself. So I'm going to get another deck because I feel like there's still more to be said. Okay, Divine Masculine Unspoken Messages from moi. From moi. Ah! Wow, that flew right on the floor. What a drama. What a drama this card was. Let's see what the fucking message was. Seeing you succeed motivates me to do better. You low-key admire me. See? As soon as they admire you, that's great. A lot of times when they're in low vibration and they see you succeed, it will trigger the fuck out of them. They'll get jealous and they'll make it a negative thing. But when they start to realize it and see it from a different perspective in a positive, more divine light, they will see you and be like, you know what? I want to be like that. I want to meet my feminine halfway. I want to rise and build an empire with her or him, whoever's watching. You know, roles could be reversed. Here it says, my angels are guiding me towards a better future, and I definitely see you in it. You see? So if it's guiding them to a better future, and they see you doing the work, like, damn, you know, you make it look good. I can do it too. You know, her story inspires me, or damn, she really put me in my place and she's doing the damn thing. I could do it too. Like, you will inspire them to be like that. Okay. It's too easy to tell you I've always loved you. I'd rather show it with my actions. Look at that. And there's a lot of masculines out there that they will not say shit to you about how they feel. They're more of action people, especially if they're Capricorn. Especially if they're a Capricorn or an Aquarius or a freaking Gemini. Whatever the males, okay? Males. I'm talking about males. Or even Aries. Aries like to show you how much they love you while they're fucking between your thighs or devouring your soul from between your legs. But just not that I know, but just saying. Anyways, so yeah, let's leave it at that. Okay, so here it says, your love and support keeps me from giving up in life. Thank you. So this is like a moment of gratitude, right? If you ever felt like they didn't appreciate you, they did. They do. Behind closed doors, maybe they're not telling you. It's nice to hear it. But like I said, God forbid they'll take anything to their grave, especially if they're freaking Taurus, because they're stubborn, right? Taurus men. But they do. They are very much... I just lost my train of thought. Grateful. There you go. Very much grateful for you. Good Lord. See what lack of sleep does? I'm even... See, I think I channel more better when I'm like, lack of sleep. Well, I did have a croissant. I can't say I didn't eat. I had a croissant. Never mind. And a little bit of coffee. So here it says, I need your unconditional love and affection to help heal my tortured soul. So what was I telling you earlier? You could be the most divine person, the most good person, and you attract the worst men. It's not that there's anything wrong with you, mama. It's because your light attracts good and bad. Okay, and sometimes the universe will be like, here's a good person of the light that's been through stuff. Let's have them attract a toxic person because you're going to teach them a lesson. You're going to shine light on their darkness. You're going to shine light on all the shit that they need to fucking work on. And it will trigger them and they will trigger you. And you both learn a little something from each other. But they were meant to come into your life because you help heal them. I'm sorry to say, but that could be your role sometimes. Sometimes they'll heal you. Other times you have to heal them because, you know, it's in your karmic contract. Fuck. You're like, I didn't sign up for this shit, but you did. You just don't remember. I'm like, oh, fuck. Ugh. Why do I always attract the toxic men, fire witch? I was like, it's because of your light. You teach them things that others can't teach them. All right, so here it says, see, bitch, I slept around to get over you, but all that did was disgust me and made me feel guilty. Look at that. See? See what I mean? It taught them something about themselves. Wow, I am disgusting. I can't believe I had to do that. I can't believe myself. You see what I mean? They learn a fucking lesson. How many times, if you've ever been in that situation, that you're like, I'm going to go sleep with this person because I'm going to get revenge. And then later on, you're like, I can't believe I fucking did that. I shouldn't have done that. My pussy, oh, sorry. My cookie is a sacred space. I don't just let anybody in. Remember that. I forgot I'm not on Patreon. On Patreon, I say fucking ass, titty, cooch, everything. So if you haven't followed me on Patreon or subscribed to my Patreon, you should, okay? Especially if you want to know about your person's desires, what's on their mind, what they want, how they've been fantasizing about you. I do nothing but 18 plus reads on there. So if you're wondering why I haven't posted any on here, it's because I do it on Patreon, okay? That information's down below. Anyways, I kind of slipped there. I was like, oh shit, I'm not on Patreon. Woo, fuck. Don't judge me. Lack of sleep. All right. Anyways, it says, I have plans to make it all up to you. Just wait. First of all, we don't fucking wait for anybody. Second of all, the audacity to think we would wait. And third of all, prove it. Right? Prove it. Just saying. Anyways. I can't. Let's get one more. I low-key don't, oh my God, the fucking audacity. I gotta go. Here it says, I low-key don't want you to be with anyone while I'm figuring my shit out. Like, didn't I just say the audacity of them thinking we finna wait? Now my ghetto side's coming out. Fuck. Now the ghetto me's coming out. Oh, I low-key don't want you to, they want you to fucking be Mary Poppins. They want you to be a nun. You might as well be a nun. Like, no. Not saying go be a hoe or anything, but deep down, especially if they say, oh, you know, I want you to be happy, deep down they're wishing you don't find happiness, because then that means it makes it hard for them to enter your life again. So that's why it says, I low-key don't want you to be with anyone while I'm figuring my shit out, because as soon as I figure my shit out, I'm gonna crawl back in hopes that you're sitting there waiting. But wishful thinking, right? Anyways, I gotta go. I'm getting angry now. I know you feminines could be like, first of all, you could be triggered too, because the nerve of them, right? Anyways, my loves, I hope you enjoyed the reading. Like I said, if you want to book a personal, you know where to find me. And yeah, we'll go from there. I hope you guys enjoyed the reading, the messages, and the good laughs.